Hi, I am Zahava. Welcome to Sex Magic to Heal Racism. Sex magic is using sexual energy with a greater intention. So when I focus on something that's important to me, like healing racism, and then I get my breath flowing and my blood going and my juices going and my heart opening, and I feel really good about being alive and being me, then the thing that I'm focusing on gets stronger. And it's like having a really big microphone for the universe and saying, healing racism is really important to me, and I'm showing up. And it impacts where I put my attention and my energy the rest of the day when I do something like that. So I made this video to tell you who I am, why sex magic, and then to invite your voice to be part of the conversation. I identify as a white sex educator, dancer, choreographer, body worker, coach. And I grew up with two parents who are extremely different from each other. Different religions, cultures, class backgrounds, dialects, living environments. And the only thing that was similar between my Jewish New Yorker father and my Appalachian mother was the fact that they were both white. So I became really fascinated by what this white thing was. And how it was not about their origin or history. It was a social construction. So I took many, many years of political analysis and anti-racism tactics and things like this, and I started to realize how being raised with these two simultaneous different life perspectives made me have a really different sense of self-worth and what was possible and how to relate to other people, and I kept bouncing back and forth between these two different perspectives. And it was really confusing and it was really challenging, but it actually was quite a blessing. Because, one, I found that it was easier for me to talk about this when I was around people of color. There was more language and more awareness for being in multiple realities at the same time than there had been for me talking about this in white communities where they could go to work, go to school, go home, watch the news, and seemingly be participating in one version of reality through all of that. They didn't have to kind of shape-shift the way people of color do, or the way you might if you go to another country and you're in a different reality. So I developed an appetite for, an appreciation for the amount of self-awareness and understanding about who we are as a whole humanity that occurs when I was building relationship with people who had a very different life experience. And the way that that showed up for me as a dancer in New York City was being raised by the African diaspora and dancing with Urban Bush women and Katherine Dunham and Ron Brown, and over many years having primarily Black women who were really powerful artists and dancers asking me to share their stories through performance, through teaching, and to hold their stories in a sacred space. And after years of doing that, I started to look around and say, well, where are the white communities who are also exploring, honoring, and healing our ancestral lineage and relation to power and money and the earth and spirit over time? And I didn't see it. So I created it, and I co-founded White Folk Soul by Any Dance Necessary, and we were an experimental dance company exploring the incompatibility of whiteness and wholeness for white people. And that started a really amazing part of my life where people were having new epiphanies about their personal life and how they fit into the larger whole. And so right now I look around me in the time of Ferguson, and I think we need a diversity of tactics. We need to get involved, and rather than just feeling overwhelmed by the need for justice, this is a time for us to use our resources and the things that we're good at and that we know about are powerful to create healing right now. So I look around as someone in the sexuality field, and I remember that Tantra originally was created during the Indian caste system as a way of transgressing social norms about who had power, who was respected, and who was worth pleasuring. And I look now and I say, okay, in this day and age, we're looking at Black Lives Matter. So how can we use sex magic? Why sex magic, right? Because sex is life-affirming, possibility-inspiring, heart-opening. It has the capacity to teach us about consent and clear communication. It has the capacity to help us fall in love with each other and create trust and be vulnerable with each other. And these are all skills that we can use for anything we want, including healing racism. Now, sex, like other revolutionary acts, is usually taboo and often misrepresented, and sometimes diminished in what it actually is. But it is a profound way to align what is most important to us, our emotions, our body, and our vitality in a way that can get us back online. Let me tell you, the night of the Ferguson verdict, I was such a mess. I did not get into bed with my beloved until 3 a.m. because I was thinking and texting and watching my community have all their responses and get arrested and all of these things in the protests going on. And I climbed into bed and I said, baby, I need to get reconnected to my heart right now. I don't know who I am. I need to reconnect to the gift of being alive right now because I feel overwhelmed. Can you be with me? Can you bring me back into the connection of my heart, my creativity, my power? And we had sex magic. And we can connect our sexual experiences with prayer and intention for the well-being of all people. So I invite you to share your voice here about how sex has been a source of health, power, and healing, and returning to our humanity in a way that can support us to heal racism together.